So, how is it going, everybody? Welcome back to TueTorial, weekly tutorial episode show. It's your buddy Lord Ian. We're chilling here with Phasmophobia. You never know when somebody jumps into this world, so hook them up with some knowledge. You might even learn something, even if you're a Phasmophobia veteran. So let's jump in on this. Today we're covering evidence and how to get it. Where it's from, what devices, what types are there. Let's just jump into the first slide here. There's 6 types of evidence in this game versus the EMF level 5. Or I like to say, EMF something else. I'll explain why later. Fingerprints, freezing temps, ghost orbs, ghost writing, and the spirit box. Sometimes you guys have some issues with some of these, so let's go over them. Yeah, we can probably get. First, we're going to go over the EMF level 5. Now, as you notice, it comes from the EMF reader. Small device, you start the base game with this. Level 1 is always the default state. That's the little green light you'll always see when it's on. Level 2, get 2 of the green dots. That will only occur if the ghost has interacted with something. Say they flip a light switch, they open a door, they close a door, they turn on or off the power. That's going to give you an EMF level 2. Now, there's also something known as level 3. When does this happen? That's when the ghost gets cranky and chucks something at pick up a plate, throw it across the room. Quite aggressively sometimes if you have an Oni. That gives you the level 3. Level 4 is somewhere on the map. We have a ghosty that just spawned itself. Loudest car on the planet just drove by, so sorry. So this could manifest in 2 ways. A physical body or a shadow. Sometimes you'll just see these as randomly, they'll either quietly just magically walk by you. A nice little breath in your ear, something like that. But generally, that's how you're going to come across the... Now level 5, that's what you need for evidence. There's a set of that respond to the EMF level 5. Now the reason why I say this is something else, is there is no such thing as 5. Every time a ghost that is a type that is compatible with level 5, there's a 25% chance of either their level 2 or their level 3 actions triggering the EMF to go all the way up to maximum level 5, which is full red. In essence, there really is no EMF level 5, it's EMF level 2 or... Moving on to fingerprints. Most of you guys know fingies come. So there's 2 ways to detect fingerprints in the game. Technically a hidden third. I'll tell you how to find that if possible. The devices are generally the UV flashlight and the glow sticks. Capture them, like the photo over there. Handprint that pops up. Now let's say you don't have a flashlight or a glow stick, but you think it could be fingerprints. But you have the trusty photo camera. Well, just pull it out, take a photo, and if it's there, the game will still give you credit saying there's fingerprints. General areas that this could be. Doors, light switches, windows. And on the prison level, where they're actually in the jail cells, it could be on the bars themselves. It used to be back in the days, the feeding tray is when you'll see them. Now the freezing temps. Really hard guy to pop up, but there's 2 ways to detect that. You do not start off with a thermometer. You'll have to unlock that get that fairly early in your level up phases. In the beginning, you'll probably be using the environmental trigger, which you're gonna have some ice cold breath. It looks like smoke's coming out of your mouth. Now the temperatures. Yep, there's a typo right there. Sorry about that. Oh. Temperature is usually 0 degrees Celsius or 32 degrees Fahrenheit. But also, there are fluctuations. There are times where you have a 34 or a -2, depending on... The thermometer will have a plus or minus 2% margin of error. It'll be a little off here or there, so if you think it's freezing temps and it's showing 34, probably still freezing temps. ghost orb. Also known as checking for ghost orbs is a complete strategy sometimes. These can be used on the video camera, which can be set by itself or with a tripod, a head-mounted camera. And if you happen to be lucky, sometimes the CCTV cameras on some maps catch them. Now they will show up as a little glowing light that can only be seen in the night vision mode. It has to have its lights off, and you can only see it on the computer from your truck. So have somebody sit there who's hiding in the corner for all I care. But they'll get it. Next is the ghostwriting, the book. Now, this is an interesting little book because you don't even have to set that out sometimes. There's been instances in the past where Ghost has interacted with the book while in your inventory. It's because if you're in proximity of it and it triggers the ghostwriting, it's going to write in that book, even if you're holding it or it's sitting on the desk or you chucked it on the ground because you didn't care out of aggravation. Because there's only a 41% chance of it actually interacting with the book at any time. And then finally the spirit box. Get my VTuber out of the way. Because I'm covering important intel. So it comes from obviously the spirit box. There's some rules. The lights must be off, flashlights included, unless you're using the UV flashlight or glow sticks, which don't really count as light at all. Now, if you're within 3 meters, you have the device out, or it's on the ground, anywhere around the ghost room, or where the ghost walks. If it's within 3 meters, it's going to have a 66% chance of saying something back. How do you know if a question is triggered? Well, if you ask a question, look at the screen while you're holding it. It will either say nothing detected, which means it recognized the question you said. The game will recognize and give you that as an audible response. Now, if you get that response, great. If not, well, try again later because there's a 66% chance. Also, there are specific voice lines the game will recognize. I've placed in the description a page you can do it. It gives you all the responses, even for the Ouija boards. And if you want to be saucy, you can make the ghost mad with some of those angry words. I recommend only using those if the ghost, well, doesn't do anything. Because it will be a little shy. If it's shy, it's not going to answer if you have a buddy in the room. So, thought. But given the way the new updates are, higher difficulties will not tell you if they're friendly or not. Guys, always check out for that. Yeah, that was just a quick tutorial tonight. I know it was pretty short, but there's not much information for you guys. But remember, always like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell to know when the next episode comes out. But remember, just as the screen says, make sure that if you have a question about any games, it doesn't have to be Phasmo, Tropico, anything I've covered. Even if it's a game that I don't know, I'll make a presentation if I can figure it out for you. And leave a comment about that. And maybe, just maybe, the topic will be chosen for the poll on Twitter. So remember to follow that Twitter too. And if it gets voted, you might be on the next tutorial episode. But, thank you for coming out. Short episode tonight. You guys have a great day, and I'll see you guys next week.